Good morning. It's the Call Flo Radio Show, and you're on the air.
It is indeed the Call Flo Radio Show for January 20th. John, we're already in the 20th, like the end of January.
Yeah, MLK Day.
MLK Day, a special MLK episode. Yes, that is correct.
Yeah, the month is just about over.
That's right. We're broadcasting live from the Francis E. Wood Studio in downtown Farmville. And you can call us right now at 434-394-0924. The phone lines are indeed open this morning, so just give us a ring at that number. If you want to talk about something in particular or not so in particular, just give us a call. I do believe the Moton Museum is having their event today, and I want to say that starts at 10. I'm going to double-check that real fast, though. But, John, do you have any plans for today?
Work,
yeah. Any other plans for this evening?
Rest.
Work and rest.
Work, rest.
Yeah,
yes.
Yeah. You're not a very yeah.
Doesn't vary too often.
It doesn't vary. Yeah, not
Work and rest. Yeah.
You don't change things up too often.
No.
It does start at 10:30 today at the Moton Museum. So if you do have time today, highly recommend you check out that event. It should be a very fun day, a little family workshop and a lot of different activities that they got going on down there. So definitely check it out. John, let me ask you. I didn't even ask you this morning, really. How was your weekend, sir?
Well, it was fun because I watched this Turkish woman establish a world record for watermelon crushing with her thighs. It was a Turkish woman, and she crushed, count them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 watermelons within a 60-second time frame using only her thighs, setting a world record. That's how I spent my weekend.
Wow.
She crushed it!
She did crush it.
Yeah, she did.
And so I guess, did she win any medals or anything? Any sort of...
I'm assuming it's the Guinness World Record thing, I guess.
Wow. Where are you reading this from, John?
Oh, I got it from the UPI, I mean. UPI, yeah. AP, UPI, whatever. Yeah, no, UPI. United Press International.
Interesting. Okay, well, that's cool, John.
How about you? Did you watch your football? Did you see the Commanders actually beat?
I heard they did beat. And, I'll tell you this.
Who'd they beat? They beat Detroit, right?
I was picking up some food from a restaurant in Farmville. I won't be too specific. A little vague to add to the whole mysteriousness of
Wait a minute. I think I know because it's the same place you normally go, right?
No.
Oh, it's not.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was late at night. Oh. It was way later than I'm usually ordering food. I usually don't order anything after 10, but circumstances were there was other circumstances at play. And I mainly mean Katie. And kind of influenced decisions on that. So we ended up getting food at 10:45. Called in an order, which I never usually do. I mean, I don't like to bother a restaurant after 10 p.m. I think it's rude, even though they're open usually till 12 or whatever. I personally find it hard to do that.
They may think it's rude that you're not ordering from them late at night.
Well, no, trust me. I've worked at restaurants late at night, and the worst customer to get. I don't know. Well, I do know why, because you're trying to close, and you just keep getting more tickets in, and you're like, who is doing this to me? It feels like one guy that's just trying to annoy everybody that's working on the staff, because. Imagine you're trying to clean the fryer and the grill, and you're trying to have most things shut down except for one grill, and you're just getting slammed with orders. And then as soon as everything's cooked, there's no tickets, and then you're like, okay, I'm going to start cleaning. And as soon as you start cleaning again, John, those tickets just flood right on in. But anyways, to get back to the point here, I was ordering food, and so I was going to pick it up, and I saw through the restaurant a TV playing the Commanders game, and I think it was they were winning by 10 or 12 different points.
Okay.
And I was like, okay, and it was getting late into the game. I was like, they might pull it off,
Well, Detroit was favored, I think.
I think they were favored, yeah.
I didn't see the game. I heard about it. I caught a little bit of the game last night. Philadelphia was playing whoever they were playing, and I think Philly had a comfortable lead when I caught that. And but I haven't really. They were playing L.A., the Rams. And it was in the snow. They had snow there at Philly.
Interesting.
So they were playing in the snow. Mm-hmm. We didn't get anything here. Remember, they were
they were calling for it. We did not get really much of anything.
Which I'm not complaining.
Except for some rain. I got some rain where I was. Yeah,
there was some off and on rain. Yeah.
Interesting. Well, yeah. How else was your weekend, John?
Well, it was cool because I found out about the Swedish duo that breaks the record for a 13-hour table tennis rally.
It feels like you're not telling me about your weekend and you're just throwing oddities my way.
No. This is like table tennis enthusiast Emil Holsen and Fredrik Nielsen. Mm-hmm. And they're known as the Spin Duo, and have set a new record for the longest table tennis rally, lasting, 13 hours and 37 minutes and 6 seconds. Mm. And they rallied back and forth.
Interesting.
The marathon match occurred on July 20th, earlier this year.
Interesting. Well, John, I can see that you don't really feel like talking about your weekend much.
I am. I'm telling you everything.
Okay.
Like this deer crashing through the window.
Yes. Here, okay.
Michigan.
That happened this
office.
weekend.
I don't know when it happened.
Yeah. All right, well, the phone lines are open.
Unless I pull up the story.
Phone lines are open today. 434-394-0924. Give that number a call if you'd like to talk to us about something strange, interesting, unique that happened to you. Or just anything at all. We're here and we're listening. So, John, you didn't do much of just rest, I guess. You rested this weekend?
Yeah, eventually I got some rest, eventually.
Interesting. That's good.
Eventually.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Well, I had a very relaxing weekend. Saturday, I tried to relax as much as possible. Mm-hmm. And Sunday, I ended up doing a lot of video editing for some personal projects of mine. So it went from like a full day of relaxation to like a full day of work. And also I did clean on Sunday. So that was nice. Mm-hmm. And, usually when you're cleaning, things get overwhelming quite fast because you're like, oh, wait, my whole apartment's this bad? That's kind of like the thought that usually runs through your head. But, like, it was nice this time because this is what happened. Me and Katie were talking. We were like, I mentioned, I was like, I can get the kitchen if you can get the living room because the living room's a total nightmare. And I'm used to cleaning pans from like burnt food that I cooked. So I'm like, I'll get the dishes, you get the living room. And like, I got to say, we cleaned up the entire apartment probably within an hour and a half, which I feel like was an accomplishment. Jeff was quite happy. Jeff was ecstatic. Oh, yeah. Are you okay there?
No.
John's dropping his phone.
When I hear about Jeff, I get the jumps.
I could tell.
Jeff makes me nervous.
Yeah. So John's his phone's slipping out of his hand, which is not out of the ordinary, I guess. John, did you catch any other football games or just those?
No, I didn't. Like I said, I only heard about the Commanders, and I only caught a brief glimpse of the Philly game. So, no, I didn't really partake in. I don't watch NFLs like I used to, and you obviously don't because you're not a sports.
I'm not a big sports guy. Not the biggest sports guy. I try to.
You try to.
I try to be a sports guy. Doesn't quite work.
Sports guy.
Yeah, the sports guy. Yeah. Okay.
You're not Luke Lindquist, is what you're saying.
No.
Why don't you do your Luke Lindquist impersonation?
This is WFLO Sports. Sorry, that's my best.
No, I've heard you do better.
Well, thank you, John.
Yeah.
I was looking and I saw this news story. I thought it was kind of interesting. Here's the headline. Okay, Pitbull breeder mauled to death by his own dogs in Compton. Maybe you shouldn't be breeding pit bulls because they are very aggressive dogs. And out of all the places in the world, Compton, to be breeding pit bulls. Do you want to hear more about this story, or you're done? I can see her in your face.
The story has gone to the dogs.
It's gone to the dogs. A little late on that sound horn. Okay.
No, you're right on the top of it.
Okay.
Yes. That's our listening
You're not
audience.
a nice person.
What the heck?
Okay, well, so do you want to continue reading this story, John? Or?
You're the one reading it.
Okay, so it says a chaotic and gruesome scene unfolded in Compton Friday morning after a man who was breeding pit bulls was mauled to death by in his own backyard. According to the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department, the officials responded to the home on Thorston Avenue, just south of Roskens Avenue, around 7 in the morning. After a concerned friend visited the property and discovered the man's body, investigators believed the attack occurred Thursday evening between 7:30 p.m. and 8 p.m. He was feeding the dogs, at which point maybe there was an altercation between some of the dogs, and they ultimately attacked and mauled the victim, said Michael Gomez, part of the LAPD Homicide Bureau. And then Sky 5 footage showed the victim, a 35-year-old man whose neighbors said lived alone, succumbed to his injuries inside one of several kennels in the backyard. Authorities traversed the victim's roof, a neighbor's yard, and an alley to corral the 5 adult pit bulls and 8 puppies. It says LA County's Animal Care and Control Department said. And then it also says right here, firefighters helped a woman climb out of a yard as the agitated dogs ran loose and were also attacking each other. The helicopter video showed. So these dogs are, I mean, lock them up. Am I right, John? Terrible. You're making frowny faces. You're not.
I don't know the whole story. I mean, was he raising them to be aggressive?
I think the fact that he had like 5 adults or 8 puppies, it sounds like he was. Some people are weird. Some people just raise a bunch of the same animal. It sounds like he was maybe training them to fight. I don't know. People say pit bulls are the sweetest dogs, and I have not had that experience. I want to experience a sweet pit bull, but I had one bite my hand one time unprovoked, and that was a funny story.
You were on someone else's land and chasing you away.
That's funny. No, I was on. Do you know Sarah Terry? Sarah Terry, I think, the trail in town next to Wilkes Lake.
Okay.
I was walking then. This was years and years ago. Taking a walk, and
what was that sound?
It was weird, right? You heard that too.
Yeah.
It was taking a walk, John.
Nasal passages.
All right. And so I was taking a walk here, and basically what ended up happening, I was jogging a little bit, and then I saw 2 dogs up in the distance and a lady holding the dogs.
So they were her dogs?
Yeah, it was her dogs. Okay. And so I was like, let me walk by these dogs, because I know running could be kind of agitating to dogs. So I started taking it slow, walking very slowly, and the dog jumped out across the trail, bit me in the hand, and was just holding it. It was just ah. And I was trying to, I was like, get the heck out of my, just bumping.
Don't hit my dog.
I was hitting my hand on his snout, and I was like, get off of my hands. And so he finally let go, and I was like, yo, lady, what's up with the, what are you doing?
Right.
And she was like, I'm so sorry, I'll pay for your medical bills. Turns out she never paid for my medical bills. And I had to go to the hospital, and luckily, thank goodness for Centra Southside Community Hospital, because they were literally in walking distance of the trail. The trail kind of swoops around into Centra's parking lot, so we didn't even have to take a car there. We literally walked to Centra, and they looked at it, gave me a couple of shots, and they were like, "Hey, I think you'll be fine, champ." They called me champ. I don't know why. I guess I just got one of those faces. And
it's probably from the tears or something.
But, hey, it's going to be okay, champ. It's going to be okay.
Yeah,
and so anyway,
cuddling.
Yeah. But that's my experience. I was walking, ignoring the dog, and it just lunged at me and chomped on my arm. And then I know people with pit bulls, and they're the sweetest dog. They sleep with me every night. They don't ever growl or anything. But no, this guy sounded. I mean, these dogs tag teamed. This is what I think happened. this guy was feeding him, and then the dogs realized they were like, we could be fighting over this one piece of meat the guy is giving us, or we could just cut to the chase.
Well, it shows how not bright they are, because if they were really bright, they'd go, this guy gives us shelter and food, and we ought to keep him alive.
We should keep him alive.
Getting the food.
That is a good point.
Yeah.
But I mean, what ended up happening...
Instant gratification will get you every time.
I mean, what ended up happening was quite tragic and unfortunate. But I mean, I guess if you're going to be raising, pit bulls, maybe be a little bit more careful on how you feed them and stuff, because they are, they can be dangerous.
Are you saying Alpo is not the way to go? You like the Old Roy Walmart brand better? Is that what you're?
Yeah, Old Roy.
Roy.
I heard they had problems with their food. I heard they were
Old Roy.
I heard they were like taking like nails and chopping them up and throwing it into the dog food,
Old Roy.
Yeah.
No.
I heard like Old Roy's formula is like 50% drywall, grounded up.
Old Roy.
Old Roy. They had some serious.
It's not Old Roy. It's Old Roy.
O-L Roy.
Yeah, with the little. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Old Roy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the phone number is 434-394. John, why don't you give out the phone number? I think people respond better to
Old Roy or our number? 434-394-0924. And if you want to order some Old Roy.
And so by calling that number, what happens? Kind of inform the listener.
We will supply you with a lifetime supply of Old Roy. No, I'm just
kidding. John, you might want to be careful there, sir.
I was joking.
Okay, well,
we don't have any Old Roy on the premises.
Okay.
But
interesting.
If you want some Old Roy, there's got to be a way to make that happen.
Yeah. Yeah.
Old Roy dog food. Let's see.
Are you actually looking up Old Roy?
Yeah, I'm looking up Old Roy, and Old Roy has 4-star rating here at Walmart. So out of 5. So Pet likes it.
Do you
some of the results? Pet likes it.
Do you want to hear a silly story,
Easy
John?
to serve. Yeah, okay.
This is on, by the way, GBN News. So just in case that people are wondering, it says this right here.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is kind of funny. British scientist who helped design the breathalyzer caught drunk driving in stunning irony. And then it continues, a British scientist who helped design a roadside breathalyzer test has been banned from driving after he was caught drunk driving behind the wheel. Dr. Richard Lacey, 70 years old, admitted to drinking a bottle of wine and having some pints with his lunch before he drove his vehicle onto a curb at a roundabout in Wales. And then it continues. The 70-year-old appeared wobbly when police officers arrived on the scene, and the roadside breath test to measure the concentration of alcohol in his blood found that his breath had measured at 41 micrograms, exceeding the legal limit of 35. Lacey, who is now retired, and his tech company, Tilekin Tech Consultants Ltd., pleaded guilty to a single charge of drunk driving. Representing himself, Lacey of Kington here says right here. Okay, representing himself, Lacey of Kingdom told the court, "I've really got nothing to say. I misjudged how much I drink, and I've had a couple of glasses of wine with lunch and a few pints of beer." John, hopefully you've never gotten yourself in that situation, or I would hope nobody has, but where you're out in lunch and you have a couple of, power drinks, a couple of, martinis or whatever.
Never have done that.
Okay. Good for you. Good.
Unless I was wearing a tux.
Yeah, that's right. Sean Connery. It comes out.
It'd be dry.
All right. Yeah.
All right, so since you tried to throw Old Roy under the bus, I'm going to give the point of contention here. So Old Roy fully meets the recommended standards for canine health. Old Roy dog foods are a product of Mars Pet Care, who follows the recommended nutrient and testing profiles of the Association of American Feed Control Officials, AAFCO, and the World's Small Animal Veterinary Association. So
I really don't know what he said at the end of that sentence.
that means Old Roy is A-okay.
You know what? Doesn't Old Roy buy reviews? Like, companies will buy reviews to make their brand seem more trustworthy and loyal, right?
I wouldn't know.
Well, John, we're rounding the bottom of the hour here.
You don't know if humans can eat Old Roy dog food?
Yeah, sure. Does it say that?
Dog food has the potential to cause illness from bacterial contamination of the food, which could make you sick. Mm-hmm. So there you go. I wouldn't eat Old Roy if you're not a dog.
It's 8:27.
All right.
We're getting close to the bottom of the hour. If you're listening out there and you want to give us a call, talk about Old Roy or, just talk about, comment on some of this news, you can give us a call at 434-394-0924. That number, you call that number and you're on the phone with us, me and John in the studio, Francis Ewood studio, by the way. Mm-hmm. And we could be talking about Old Roy. We can
Old Roy.
You
can feed your boy, Old Roy.
Was that like an old song that they used to have?
No, I was just making it up.
You're making it up?
Yeah.
Okay.
On the fly.
Mm-hmm.
I was trying to jazz it up a bit.
You're trying to jazz it up?
Just a bit.
Jazz up Old Roy a little bit.
I'll just jazz up the show. Hey, we got a caller.
No. Yep.
That's you, huh?
Oh, no.
Testing the phone.
Hey, test 1, 2, 3. Okay.
You were testing to see if you were calling.
Mm-hmm.
That's good.
I remember last week, John, we had that old man call up, and he was like, hey.
Old man?
Yeah, we had an old man call up, and I don't know, he sounded like he was like maybe like a grandfather to you. He sounded a lot like you, but like just older and
Grandpappy.
More decrepit.
Decrepit? Okay. Did he go to... What did he end up doing?
He was calling up, and he kind of just ranted about nonsense, and then he hung up the phone. I don't even think we had a proper goodbye, but it was fun. It was fun. Yeah, I tried getting his name because I thought maybe you would know who he is. Mm-hmm. But he did not give a name out. So
wasn't Hans or anything?
No, it was not Hans.
Okay.
Yeah,
just checking.
Okay. All right. Well,
he may have taken over the Nakatomi Plaza.
Well, we're at 8:29. We got one more minute before we have to jump and do our business.
Not hop. This time we're jumping.
We're jumping this time.
That's even bigger than a hop.
Correct.
Okay.
All right. So we're going to go ahead and get into the business now, and starting it off with John. Are you ready for this?
I was born ready.
This edition of The Weather is brought to you by the Bank of Charlotte County.
Hello, I'm Stuart Wilborn, manager of the Bank of Charlotte County Loan Office in downtown Farmville. I invite you to call or come by and see me about your loan needs. Whether it's time to purchase investment property, build your dream house, expand your business, or purchase timberland or farmland, you will find old-school personal assistance with attention to detail. Stop by our office at 216 North Main Street or call us at 391-1136. The Bank of Charlotte County, giving you more for your banking needs. Member FDIC and Equal Housing Lender.
And your weather forecast for today, Monday, Martin Luther King Day. It's going to be sunny with a high around 28 tonight. Mostly clear with a low around 11. Tuesday, mostly cloudy with a high around 28. Tuesday night, mostly cloudy again with a low around 11. Wednesday, sunny with a high around 25. Wednesday night, mostly clear with a low around 10. And Thursday, partly sunny with a high around 36 in Farmville. Currently right now, your temperature outside, it is 24 degrees, mostly cloudy skies, humidity at 56%, wind speed 10 miles an hour, and precipitation 0% in downtown Farmville. Once again, your weather forecast was brought to you by the Bank of Charlotte County with branch locations in Phoenix, Charlotte Courthouse, Brookneal, and their loan office in downtown Farmville. Now time for the birthday calendar, and this edition of the birthday calendar is being brought to you by Terry Atkins Wilson, PC, in downtown Farmville.
The law office of Terry Atkins Wilson, PC, is located at 117 North Main Street in downtown Farmville. With deep roots in Farmville and our surrounding communities, Terry and her legal staff specialize in real estate law, wills and trusts, and business formations. Experience and professionalism are extended to every customer in every case. The needs and concerns of every customer are their primary focus. If you have legal needs, contact the law office of Terry Atkins Wilson, PC, for a consultation at 434-392-1422.
And it's that time, John. Take it away. Johnny, take it away.
Oh, yeah. Today is the 20th, MLK Day. And we have celebrating today. I'll let the music... There we go. All right. Tammy Blevins having a birthday today on Monday. Tammy Blevins. And we also have Christy Goen having a birthday, as well as Zachary Roberts. And last but not least, having a birthday, I'm going to go with Kaylee Owen. It's spelled Kailea.
So Kaylay?
Or
Kaylee?
Kalia, maybe?
Kalia?
But I think it's Kaylay. I don't know. Maybe someone can call and correct me.
Call and correct John, and you can give out your personal phone number for that. No, I'm kidding. All right. Well, John, thank you. And how do they get those birthdays to us?
Well, you can call and add and correct or subtract, whatever you want to do. 434-394-0924 if you want immediate action. Mm-hmm. And if you don't mind waiting a while, you send it through an email, and that would be for birthdays and anniversaries, either or. The names can be sent to birthdays at WFLO.net.
Shouldn't it be birthdays and anniversaries at WFLO.net?
Well, you can change it.
No, I'm kidding. No, it's not.
And fix it the way you want.
No. All right. Once again, John, for the right legal advice, visit Terry Atkins Wilson, PC, Main Street, downtown Farmville. It's going to wrap it up for that birthday calendar. And, you mentioned that people can subtract from the birthday calendar. I've never seen that yet, but I really want somebody to call in and be like, I want Bob Wilson removed from the birthday calendar.
Either that or maybe it's they just get it wrong. It's so-and-so's
Yeah.
No, I take that back. It's not so-and-so's birthday.
I want somebody, if somebody could do this for me, I think it would be really fun for everybody if somebody can call up and subtract from the birthday calendar and remove a name at some point in time. That would be truly incredible. But John, we're back in the studio. We can do a couple of different things. What would you like to do, sir? Would you like to do some birthdays, celebrity birthdays? Would you like some?
Yeah, since we've already done the
sure
local birthdays.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Well,
sometimes that gives us stuff to talk about. Celebrity birthdays.
Yeah. Well,
anyone you see that you know?
Yeah. Bill Maher.
Bill Maher
turns 69 years old today.
Yeah, I remember when he was doing that show on ABC, Politically Incorrect.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I feel like he was definitely like progressive at one point. And now I feel like he's turning very conservative.
You would no, I don't.
Do you notice that though? He was like
I would know because he still is diehard left. No, I'd say that he has issues with his own party. That may seem to some people that lean that way that maybe he is, but no, if you listen to him really talk about stuff, no, he hasn't changed his politics at all. He just may say, hey, maybe we should be going about it in a different way or something like that. To me, that's what it sounds like.
Okay.
But
well, he turned 69 today. Happy birthday, Bill Maher.
Now he's got that show on HBO that he's had for quite some time now.
Also, he has a podcast that I am familiar with a little bit.
The one where he's got at his house?
It looks like it's just like a dirty basement of his that he threw some like colored LED lights, and he's
he'll have some guest across from him.
Yeah. Also celebrating today, you might know this person, Rainn Wilson from The Office. I think that's his most well-known role. He plays Dwight, the weird guy in The Office.
The weird guy.
The weird guy. He turns 59 today, which they look the same age, but there's a 10-year difference. Actually, Bill Maher looks younger than Rainn Wilson. So,
maybe Rainn's had a tougher time.
Maybe Rainn has had a tougher time. Yeah. The hard rain's going to fall. Yeah. And also celebrating today, John, one of your favorites of all time, Evan Peters, turns 38. And his fun fact, it is set to appear in the upcoming Tron film.
They're making Tron
They're
again?
redoing Tron.
Oh, good. Because I was afraid of that. I mean...
you were afraid of that?
No.
Okay. Do you know Paul Stanley?
Oh, the singer from Kiss.
Yes.
Yeah, I know all about Paul Stanley.
Turns 73 today. He is an old school rocker.
Yeah, that he is. He's got an interesting voice, to say the least.
Yeah. He does.
Yeah.
He does. And let's see who else is celebrating today. Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
No way.
What?
Is this true?
What?
Wow. Also celebrating today. This guy just died. I'm very sad about it. But he died January 15th. He died. But today he was born this day in history. David Lynch, the greatest director, my favorite director of all time, directed Twin Peaks, directed Eraserhead, Mulholland Drive, Lost Highway. You name it, he did it. He truly is an incredible artist.
Mulholland Drive. That movie made no sense to me whatsoever.
You watched Mulholland Drive? You watched Mulholland Drive.
I've seen a good portion of it.
That doesn't seem like a movie that you would like.
Well, it had an actress I liked in it.
Who was the actress?
She was a brunette. I don't remember what her name was. British, I think.
Was she British? Let me pull that up.
She probably was speaking with an American accent, but I think she
was it Laura Herring?
Yes, that's exactly.
And Naomi Watts was in that as well.
Yeah, Laura Herring, or however you pronounce it. Yeah, I always thought she was very attractive.
My favorite part about David Lynch movies is he doesn't explain them, and the thing is, he's even talked about this. It's truly up to the viewer to interpret the meaning of each one of his films, and the reason is because obviously other different people can have different interpretations that mean something to them, to the person, and it's much more interesting to create a movie with that in mind, to be like, I'm going to leave this open-ended for different people to have different meanings of the film, versus a director being like, this is what this means and this is what this means, and this is it leaves it more open for everybody, I believe. But he did that a lot with his movies. I think Eraserhead was another great example of it's just a weird dream state. It's something that he dreamt up, and he somehow managed to film that same energy. I mean, every one of his movies, almost, even Twin Peaks to some extent, does feel kind of dream-like and not based in reality. All right. Oh, you starting to dream, John?
Yeah.
Wait, is that you? John?
Wake up and go to sleep.
Wake up and go to sleep.
So you actually like this guy?
I truly love. Yeah, I love this man.
Okay.
He was the greatest. But anyways, David Lynch celebrating today. How wacky!
How wacky!
And let me see if there's anybody else that John might. Oh, do you know Eric Stewart from 10cc?
No. 10cc was a group.
Yeah, he's from the group 10cc.
Okay.
Judas Priest, who was in some decent controversy back in the day. Can you explain for people the Judas Priest controversy?
You mean about the lead singer?
Rob
Halford or whatever his name is?
Wasn't there a story back in the 90s where he had a song and it inspired some crazy gunman, and then he had I think he even spoke to some extent in the trial.
That was a thing that they were going for at some point back then, that some of these songs,
if you played them backwards, it said
hidden messages. Yeah, but that's old. That goes further back than the 80s. That goes back as far as late as the 70s.
The late as the 70s,
60s maybe.
That's when you were a teenager, right? Back in the 60s.
Was not born in the 60s. Sorry. Yeah, that's Noah's.
That's me crashing.
Constant crashing that you're hearing.
Yeah. Sorry.
No, I was born in 76.
76.
Bicentennial baby.
Bicentennial. Okay, bicentennial. Very nice. Yeah. No, nothing.
What happened?
Nothing.
Oh.
All right. Well, I think that's going to wrap it up for the birthdays, John. It's still so early. Tell people how they can call in and join the conversation.
Well, these numbers you can dial, and if you dial,
where are the numbers located?
On the phone, 434-394-0924. Those are the
434-394-0924 is the number, and it looks like we have a caller on the phone, so we're going to jump to that. Caller, how you doing? Top of the morning to you.
Oh, I thank you ever so much.
Oh, your Ravens, man, your Ravens. What happened?
I know. It was, yes, it was a challenge to, if we were, I don't have a reason or an excuse.
Who did they play? I forget.
Yeah.
Bills?
Oh, they went up to Buffalo. Yeah, they went up to Buffalo.
All right. Who had the better record? Who was favored?
Buffalo was they call it a higher seed, so they had won their division.
Okay.
And had a little better record. But they were 2 and we were 3, so I don't know if that makes any difference.
Well, no. Well, I mean, look, you had the Commanders beat Detroit, and Detroit was favored over them, so anything's possible. Yeah, I heard about that.
Fun. That was
I heard about the Ravens, and I was like, I wonder if first-time caller will call in and talk about his Ravens.
Well, I'm not going to talk about them.
we got it out the way now, so you can move along.
I know. Right. You guys are like loser.
No.
Loser. Sorry.
Oh, my gosh. But I have a question about the birthday calendar.
Yes.
The question is, can I either put animals or inanimate objects on the birthday calendar?
If it's the day they were created and or birthed into this world, I'm okay with it. I would happily read the birthday of your refrigerator, sir.
Oh,
the day you got your
that
new
means
fridge.
That falls on you. You can't take on this thing and then expect
you just have to send
the
it.
Heavy lifting.
Sure. No, I'll do it. You just have to do the work of sending it in.
Now he's talking to you, caller.
Yes.
Thank you, John. Clearing things up.
I just want to make sure everything is negotiated just right.
You're like the intermediator. You're kind of like helping create this negotiation along.
Got it. Yeah, that's what I'm here
Thank
for.
you.
So the inanimate object, would that be the day that it come off the assembly line?
Assembly line. And or, I would leave it up to you, but I would prefer...
Not the day of purchase.
No. Well, the thing is, that's why I said I would leave it up to the caller. I personally believe it should be the date it rolled off the assembly, finally finished and put together. But if you wanted to do the day that you bought it and brought it home, I'm okay with that. Just don't let me know.
So it would be like we could call it a DOP, huh?
Sure.
A date of purchase.
There you go.
Yeah.
Even though it was sitting on the shelf for years.
Years and years.
Years and years. Collecting dust.
Well, it would be like, it would be like the, like you're inside the womb and then you exit and then bang, you're born on that day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Not date of creation, so. There.
Exactly.
Okay. Man, I've got a list of things.
One for my toaster, one for my refrigerator, and my oven. Sorry. Okay.
Yeah, so I looked in the trash can and there was a little maggot, so I know he was just.
If you have maggots in your trash, you might want to.
It might be time to take out the trash. Take out the papers and the trash.
Take out the papers and the trash.
You got
it.
Yeah.
Well, the thing with that is I can throw food in there, and then I know it would disappear shortly.
Oh, goodness. It's almost like a slower garbage disposal, Like a slower...
Yes.
One that smells and it breeds more gnats.
Buzzards got to eat, same as worms.
Oh, boy. Mm-hmm.
But, there's a big day today, guys, in D.C.
Huge.
Yep.
We got a new sheriff in town.
New sheriff.
Oh, no.
Yeah, keep going. We get to hear Noah get all...
Not a new sheriff.
Get queasy on us here.
Well, I'm not going to get crazy.
I said queasy.
Queasy. Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, it is what it is, and he won fair and square like how he lost fair and square in 2020. So,
But now
he's reelected
so
because, enough people believe the spiel. So, there you go.
Yes. I didn't even hear it. You guys even mention it a little bit.
Well, that's because Noah's running the show, and he lets those things guide him.
Well, actually,
what he does.
I mean, I am at the soundboard, but that does not stop John from, speaking up and throwing subjects out there for us to discuss.
I figured the news would cover it, so but we could talk about it. Okay. They had a fireworks display. They said that was like the biggest fireworks display in Washington.
Yeah, didn't they take it down to, because of the weather, to, was it Silver Spring?
I know they were going to have it indoors.
One of his golf courses.
Yeah, or something like that because of the cold temperatures.
Mm-hmm. Chilly out there.
Yeah.
It is, actually, yes. Uh-huh.
At least we avoided any bad weather that they were potentially calling for. But I don't think it was, even if we had gotten it, I don't think it was going to amount to much.
No.
But yeah, I can only imagine how cold it is in D.C. right now.
Well, we can always look that up.
You could.
I'm
we
Norman
could
Stein,
actually
reporting from Washington, D.C.
It's not that different. It's 25 degrees in Washington.
25?
It's actually colder in Farmville than it is in
the nation's capital?
Yeah, 24 in Farmville, 25 in D.C., so,
It's brisk.
It's brisky out there for everybody.
Not the tea, but brisk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Can you say that joke again, John?
What's that?
The brisk tea joke?
It's not the tea. It's brisk, but it's not the tea.
Oh, day.
Noah keeps playing that to show the fact that when he runs the show, it kind of crashes.
It does crash. Okay. I enjoy that car crash sound effect. It's very.
He's the only one, but as long as it makes him happy, that's all that matters.
John,
what?
That's not true. But
what are you
anyways, well, I think most people would enjoy that sound effect. Who would enjoy that? Mr. Barlow.
Mr. Barlow,
who stopped by, and he also recommended that we get the sound effects. So
okay.
Anyways,
so are you? Are we going to hear sound effects?
He didn't hear it, I guess.
Oh wait! Oh, you didn't hear the sound effect caller?
I heard something. It sounded like ocean crashing to the beach.
Okay, yeah. I mean, we can definitely replay it for you if you want.
But I would venture to say that the sound effects that you hear, you think they're different once we hear them?
I'm not sure. I mean, I would imagine it would translate about the same.
I wonder if you took a poll, who would say, I love sound effects?
I venture to say not many people would would even participate in the poll, but even the people who would participate would probably not like sound effects that
Trump
much.
will be sworn in at noon.
Okay, at noon today, Trump is going to be back in the office, I guess.
And the J is for John.
John, how excited are you for this?
Donald John Trump.
Sure. John, that's like you. It's almost like you're
J-O-H-N,
going to be sworn in.
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't. No, I wouldn't want to seek a higher office or anything like that. But you will need to be able to brave the weather, is what this thing says here.
Interesting.
And if you can't brave the weather, you can't be brave. You can't brave anybody. Is that what? I'm not.
I don't know what you're reading, so I wouldn't know.
It's this weird thing that I'm looking up here. So anyway, I hope he can get in and fix what the other guy did. What does that look like? What would that look like? Him fixing what the other guy did? Caller, swapping and changing it.
Oh, caller, feel free to chip in at any point. By the way, too, like if you want,
chip in.
Yeah.
I was. You guys are on a roll, so I was just letting.
Were you going to watch any of it, sir? Or have you been watching any of the lead up to it, or anything like that?
No, I might watch the actual swearing in, but
okay.
I'm not into all the
I'm not either.
In there and,
even if it's my guy, it's like get in there and do some work. I don't.
No.
The pomp and circumstance stuff doesn't really mean much to me.
Yes, it seems like every time somebody hits the podium, all they got is just a paper full of lies.
I just get in there and do something.
Just do it.
Yeah.
Just do it. Yeah.
We're standing on ceremony is what we're doing.
Yeah, that's all. But yes, other than that, I didn't have anything to spew other than I had a bunch of stuff from the papers I wanted to spew, but that's just so.
You mean
crazy.
You mean here locally?
Yeah.
Oh no!
Yeah,
I think. Well, I mean, this is my opinion at least. It's an open format. People can call in and discuss their opinions, whether good or bad. And I would love to hear some of your spewing. If you're comfortable with that.
Man.
I would love that.
I actually wasn't prepared because I write down notes. Mm-hmm. And then man, nobody's going to want to hear that.
I would love to hear. I mean, that would be
loves
great.
Controversy.
Well, I think there's something to some things that are controversial. There's a reason why they're controversial, and I think it's important to investigate further. Why people feel they're controversial.
Yes, I would. Yeah, I would even love for the listeners to kind of get a little bit fired up and just call in and make a comment about good or bad.
Yeah,
because it's their opinion, and just feel it, and then that's that.
Absolutely. Well, caller, if you want to call in tomorrow or whatever with some of these hot takes, I'm all game for them. John will be running the show, so he might hang up on you, but no, I'm kidding.
Not true.
I know. I'm just joking, John.
Oh, well, I have. Yeah, I can even rummage up. I have a bunch of things to get on the birthday calendar.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And
very nice.
Noah will jot each and every one down.
Mm-hmm.
I know. I'm going to make a cake tomorrow morning, so I can put that on.
Cereal as well.
Excuse me for.
Have you been up to Baltimore, or are you going to ban going to Baltimore now that they dropped the game?
I have to take my flag down and my wreath off the front door, the Ravens wreath,
right?
And then put away my sweatshirts because I wear the sweatshirts and the pins when I go out.
Season. Okay, I got you.
Oh my gosh!
That's the bad feeling when you have all that stuff to wear and whatnot, and then your team loses out, and it's like, well, I guess I won't be wearing any of this stuff for a while.
Yes. Can you imagine all those people with the and this would have been from the past, the Washington, the Skins attire. Do you keep wearing it?
I guess if you're a diehard fan, you do. I guess. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what the protocol is. I don't think, and I could be wrong, that the team ownership would say you can't come in here wearing that. I wouldn't think so, but I have no idea.
No, they were discussing this is possibly trying to change them back.
I had heard that, but I don't see that happening. I mean, I could be wrong, but they may change it to something else, but I don't know. To me, it's just a bunch of talk over nothing, really. It's just because you have other teams that have similar type names, and they've kept theirs. Atlanta Braves, Chicago Blackhawks. It still exists. So I don't know where one team changing it makes it. So you had them in Cleveland. The Cleveland Indians are no longer the Indians anymore.
Yeah, they are the
Guardians or something.
Guardians, yes.
Which, I can still watch Major League, and every time I watch that movie, they will be the Cleveland Indians, unless because I've got physical copy of the movie. I don't have to rely on Netflix or anything like that.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, sir, thank you for calling in.
Yeah, thanks for giving us a call. Call back anytime.
Yeah, and if you want to bring up topics that Noah wants to hear about,
I would love that dearly. But
Noah loves that stuff.
Controversy.
Yes.
Oh, yes, I think I can do that. Yeah, thank you.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
Thank you, man.
All right. Thanks for calling. Talk to you soon.
Yeah.
Bye.
Sorry about the Ravens.
All right, that was a first-time caller calling in. Talking about the Ravens.
The
Ravens, Cleveland Browns,
They used to be.
Yeah.
But now the Cleveland Browns exist on their own.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the Wavens.
Baltimore
Colts. The Colts used to be in Baltimore.
Okay.
Back in the day. And now
back in the heyday.
Indianapolis now. But, yeah.
Well, people can call in. We still have some time left, about 4 minutes left in studio, so give us a call, please, 434-394-0924. We'd be happy to hear from you. And if you want to talk about your weekend, I tried learning a little bit about John's weekend, but he kept on throwing these oddities in my...
Oddities.
Yeah, I would be like, John, how was your weekend? And he would start reading an oddity. So I don't think we're going to get any farther with John. But, yeah.
The weekend was the weekend.
It was the weekend, but like, what happened in the weekend, John? Did you go out to eat? Did you?
Yeah, just like everybody else.
Okay,
nothing makes me more special than anyone else.
I know, of course not. I
just go to eat, and
yeah,
people brush up on you and
brush up. Did you fall over at a restaurant?
No, I didn't fall.
Did you?
I didn't touch anybody.
Did you like fall on a baby at a restaurant?
No, someone brushed up against me.
Okay,
that was it.
Interesting. Wait, this is like a whole.
Oh, the phone's ringing. The bat phone.
Really,
Gets the bat phone.
John has probably the most interesting weekend, but he doesn't want to talk about it, I think. Caller, you're on the air. Thank you for calling in.
Oh, thanks.
You sound awful familiar, sir.
Time.
Oh,
go
ahead.
No, my brother called in a few minutes ago. But I just wanted to mention that when I woke up this morning, I had a cold sore forming on my lip, and I want to put that on the birthday calendar.
All right.
What was it, Absorbine or something you could put on that back in the day?
I don't know. I just let it fester and get big. And yes.
Well, does it have a name, or is it just a cold sore?
Oh, no, it's just a cold sore, yeah.
All right, well, we wish first-time callers cold sore.
We wish you a happy birthday.
Happy birthday, yeah. All right, thank you.
Thank you, man.
All right, talk to you soon, Captain. Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, that was a little added birthday to the birthday calendar.
Mm-hmm.
First-time callers cold sore, obviously. It just happened today, and so we're just wishing it a happy birthday, and if you out there have your own cold sore that you would like to wish a happy birthday to, this is getting out of hand. But John, so
parents are complaining.
Let's get back. You're at a restaurant.
I was.
There's somebody in your way, and they bump into you.
No.
Sorry,
I was in their way. Obviously.
Okay, you were in somebody's way.
Yeah,
and so they bumped into you.
Well, I was giving space.
Sure,
I was off to the side and.
Sure.
Obviously, I wasn't giving enough space.
And so how and was this like a 30, 40-year-old older gentleman, younger?
Could have been. Anywhere from 20 to 30, I guess.
20, so like 25.
Something.
25-year-old bumps into you, and what do you do?
Nothing other than kind of mock them purposely.
So you're mocking people in restaurants. Yeah. So they walk by and then you mock them. How did you mock them?
Mocking like. Obviously, I have to be in this spot.
Yeah.
My thing is, what happened to pardon me, excuse me, where I could.
So they didn't say pardon or excuse me. They just bumped into you. And did you fall down?
No.
Okay.
No. But I thought when I looked over to see how much space there was in the walkway, I was like, interesting that you would
bumped into me. So you think it was against you? They were like, oh, this guy's an easy target.
Well, maybe, but I'm not going there. I'm just saying. I don't see the sense of it.
Sure. So you feel like you were personally attacked, and so
I'm not
to
even
retaliate.
Going there.
Retaliate.
My retaliation was this big thing of me going, ooh.
So you danced around, kind of like silly. Mocking him,
just being silly. Yeah.
And did people in the restaurant have a problem with that?
Yeah.
Well, John, that's been the Call Flo Show. We got to go now. It's 9:00.
Bye.
All right. Do you have any closing words?
No.
Okay. Goodbye.